While U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taipei has drawn a sharp response from Beijing, the situation was getting increasingly tense even before this. Chinese warships and aircraft have time and again been used to intimidate Taiwan. During a speech to commemorate the Communist Party's 100-year anniversary last year, Chinese President Xi Jinping stated, "Resolving the Taiwan question and realizing China's complete reunification is a historic mission and an unshakable commitment of the party." The United States of America is still a signatory to the One China policy, which challenges the very existence of Taiwan. The relationship between Taiwan and the United States is unofficial and informal and is governed by the Taiwan Relations Act. The Taiwan Relations Act is designed to maintain ambiguity and does not state if the USA will or will not intervene militarily if China attacks or invades Taiwan. Under the Act, the U.S. is only obligated to sell arms of a defensive character to Taiwan. But factors dictate that the U.S. will act if hostilities break out. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why the U.S. will intervene militarily if China invades Taiwan. Let's get into the details. This video is sponsored by War Thunder, the most comprehensive military vehicle online game for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, in which you can go to battle on more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s. The game has an amazing attention to detail and focuses on a realistic combat experience, which is why knowing your vehicles and skill really makes a difference. It's easy to get into, and all you need to play is nothing more but your mouse and keyboard or controller. Immerse yourself in cross-platform combat with more than 20 million other military vehicle enthusiasts from all over the world. Download and play War Thunder for free using the link in the description below, and also get a free bonus tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account. The Taiwan Strait is considered one of the busiest shipping lanes in the region, with nearly 90% of Chinese, Japanese, and Korean trade towards Asia, the Middle East, and India passing through it. The route is significant as about $5 trillion in trade through shipping passes each year. The sea also has alleged 11 billion barrels of untapped oil and 190 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. If China is able to capture Taiwan, the shipping lanes passing through the strait will be at the whims and mercy of the CCP, or Chinese Communist Party. Since the Chinese economy is dependent upon export, absolute control over this trade route will also remove one of its critical vulnerabilities. In this context, it needs to be noted that China claims almost 90% of the South China Sea through its so-called 9-dash line map. It says that it has indisputable sovereignty over the sea. Control over the Taiwan Strait will embolden it to go for the South China Sea domination. Over the last few years, several analysts have been claiming that the South China Sea is going to be the most troublesome region in the world in the near future. Taiwan has grown significantly in the past few decades and has become a $775 billion economy. It's the 22nd largest economy in the world. Taiwan is the 11th largest trading partner of America and controls nearly 60 to 65% of the semiconductor chip business of the world. TSMC, or Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, is the world's biggest chip manufacturer and a vital supplier to the United States and other Western nations. If China can capture Taiwan, it will get a boost in its economy as well as GDP and also become the uncontested leader of the semiconductor chip market in the world. Chips are required not only in daily electronics like television and refrigerators, but also in weapon systems. This will not be good news for the U.S., which sees China as a major competitor. Viewers may note that NATO has listed China as one of its strategic priorities for the first time, saying Beijing's ambitions and its coercive policies challenge the Western Bloc's interests, security, and values. The alliance's new blueprint, or strategic concept, that lays out its priorities for the next decade was approved at a leaders' summit in Spain in June. Taiwan is located at the concurrence of the East China Sea, South China Sea, and Philippines China Sea. It's also located southwest of the Japanese island chain and is very close to Okinawa. Anyone ruling over the island gets a clear edge over its adversaries. In case China rules it, it will have power projection not only in the Pacific but also to Japan, the Philippines, and other Asian countries. It's no secret that China is looking to expand its sphere of influence. Japan's Deputy Prime Minister, Taro Aso, had said some time back, if a major problem took place in Taiwan, it would not be too much to say that it could relate to a survival-threatening situation for Japan. We need to think hard that Okinawa could be the next. In a speech to the military, Prime Minister of Japan, Fumio Kishida, said, "We will study all options necessary to bolster our defensive capabilities, including the ability to execute a preemptive strike against enemy bases." An important aspect to note is that the U.S. is Japan's ally and is bound by the Treaty of Mutual Cooperation and Security to come to Japan's aid in case Japan faces aggression from an external party. The first step in defending Japan will be to defend Taiwan. The U.S. is currently the sole superpower. It had the resources to have a presence in Afghanistan indefinitely. Leaving Afghanistan in the hands of the Taliban gave a feeling that it's unwilling to do the right thing when the going gets tough. This retreat impacted its position on the world stage. It was predicted in this channel that rivals will be invigorated and military takeovers like in Crimea would be more likely in the coming days. Viewers may refer to that video from the above card. Since then, a lot's happened. We witnessed President Putin, sensing an American indecisiveness, embarked on his campaign against Ukraine. So the U.S. will need to take decisive action if China attacks Taiwan so as to keep its leadership position in the world intact.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.